Bricktopian.
Hello everyone, today I will be taking a look at a Lego MOC. This MOC isn't one I made though. I actually managed to buy this MOC from eBay, from a eBay seller. And I really like it. It stood out to me as something fun, something different, and it's actually quite well tiled off. There's not loads of exposed studs on this build, and it really does look well thought out. It isn't quite Speed Champion scale, but the body of it is only 6 studs wide. It's just that the wheels make it much larger. I wasn't hugely blown away by the white colour scheme choice. I would have preferred black or brown or some other colour, but I thought it did look nice in contrast with the gold elements. These are some of the biggest wheels you can get, and also some of the biggest tyres you can get. I really like the engine detail as well, how you mix the gold and silver together to make this perfect contrast. I thought that the front was nice as well, with the big lights, although I may change the dishes that are behind them to gold. I haven't decided yet. I thought that it's good it's got opening doors, which is a pretty nice detail I didn't expect. And also, which I didn't expect even more so, is that the boot actually opens. So you can actually place stuff in the boot of the car. The bumper is pretty simple. It kind of works, but I wouldn't mind changing this to a different colour. Dark grey does work, but I'm thinking about adding chrome or gold as a bumper, but I haven't decided for sure. This is nice how they've added the exhaust on the side there using one of these pieces, and they've done it on both sides. Obviously both doors open on both sides, so you get that choice. The doors are quite small, but then on this particular car, which by the way is supposed to be a hot rod, which I don't know if I just said that, but they do have a lot of small doors anyway, so I'm not too concerned about them being small. I really like how they got the shaping is really accurate to hot rods. And the only thing I wasn't sure about as well is that the front wheels have the dish pieces on, the back ones don't. I'm not sure if that's good or not, or if it would have been better if the back wheels had dish pieces on too. I don't know for sure on that one. I'll have to try it and see what looks good. But the roof is good, but I'm not a huge fan of how at the front you can see there's a little bit of a gap there still. That's because they've used these pieces that are like the modified tiles with a back on. I don't know if that would have been better if they were bricks. I know it might have been too thick, but at least there wouldn't be a gap there. And it doesn't give it much support because there's nothing to connect it at the front. So I don't know how I feel about that. The wing mirrors are done really simple. They've just used these modified plates which have like the whole bit on. I don't even know what they call them, to be honest. And then they've just put these quarter round tiles on this side. They could have put a tile on this side as well, but they haven't. The roof itself can be removed, sort of, but it is a bit stuck down. But it sort of isn't too bad. And inside you can see there's a nice light tan seating area, which fits 2 minifigures, although I don't know if you can fit them in there very well with their arms. You might have to be careful with the arms and perhaps move the arms at really specific positions, but that is quite common for vehicles like this anyway, that you have to do that. So I'm not going to complain too much about that. The steering wheel is in there and can actually be adjusted the height, which is nice because it's clipped on. You've got a nice little detail of the speedometer in there on a printed tile, and then just a basic dark tan square tile which could represent a glove box or whatever you want it to. Even the flooring is tiled off with dark tan, which is always nice to see. And yeah, it's a pretty smooth build. It's not got anything that's particularly like, oh, that looks really unfinished. Considering it's a MOC that I just bought off eBay, I think it's pretty well done. I'm surprised. I hope some of my car builds can be as good. I've done some car builds before, and some of my car builds have turned out quite well. But it is very tricky to get something that's got this amount of detail, so I appreciate that. And I like how they've got the roundness shaping here as well, and where it goes into the engine, that is really captures the vibe of the car as well. They've used the back windows here as put them on snot bricks so that they're sideways, and that makes it a lot more accurate in the length of them, and it just works really well. The backlight's a nice red 1x2 plate, and the front, like I said, is on dishes, and they're just 1x1 studs there. The grill pieces are in black, and they're using them, I think they call them grates, 1x2 tiles, and they're using those. I might change these for silver or gold, but the black does look really good as well, so I don't know. On the base, it even looks pretty smooth and finished off. There's not a lot of exposed weird colours or anything, which is really nice as well. But yeah, there's not a lot else I really need to say on this, really. I just think that it was a nice thing to get as on a whim that I saw. And I don't really normally buy MOCs off eBay, but I was just like, let's just look up MOCs, because I look up sets and see what I can find. But yeah, I might change the roof slightly. I don't know, and like this bit, but I don't know yet. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's a MOC. I can change some stuff anyway, but it is pretty great. So, but anyway, there's not a lot else I really need to say on this. What do you think of this MOC? Do you think it's a good thing to get as a purchase? Do you think it wasn't worth it? Do you think that it could have been an actual set? Because I think maybe it could if it was just had a few little changes. And do you think that it was that the designer did a good job? Yeah, I do. And by the way, I think this cost me about, was it £16, which is probably reasonable for a car of this size, even if it isn't a set. And it is. And because it's unique, it means it didn't obviously come with a box or anything. It didn't come with instructions either, which is a bit of a shame. So if I broke this up, I couldn't rebuild it because I wouldn't know what the parts, how they built it. But I mean, you could figure it out probably, but it's just a reminder that if you buy a MOCs from eBay, that you probably won't get instructions. Some people might have bought them off Rebrickable and then resold them, but it's not that likely. But anyway, there's my thoughts on this MOC. I hope you've enjoyed this video and this look at this build. And feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye.